the darkest depth of the night, where phantom dance to the rhythm of terrified screams, a name emerges that strikes fear into the hearts of all. Aleister Crowley, the satanic sorcerer who choked the very foundations of the world with his dark religious beliefs and deviant behavior. Born into a Christian family, he transformed into a friend of the devil and claimed to carry a commission from Pharaoh Horus. His name was associated with unprecedented mystery from his birth in the first quarter of the 19th century to his death in the middle of the 20th century. Today, we will delve into the life of a sorcerer whose story extends far beyond mere magic and sorcery. His blasphemy and immortality led him to establish his own religion, and he became notorious for his unconventional and bizarre practices. He carved out a special niche for himself, engaging in black magic, sorcery, and polytheism. Born in October 12, 1875, into a wealthy family adhering to the Plymouth Brethren, a branch of Protestant Christianity in the Reader town of Rear Leamington Spa, Warwickshire, England. Aleister Crowley lives took an intriguing turn when he enrolled at a prestigious University of Cambridge in England in 1895. There, he embarked on a journey of intellectual exploration, delving into the realm of physiology, spirituality, and English literature. During his university years, Crowley's immersion in the occult became increasingly evident. His fascination with esoteric subjects transcended mere academic curiosity, leading him to engage in rituals that could only be described as demonic. Rumors circulated that he had either come face to face with the devil or had even witnessed his presence firsthand. Crowley embarked on a journey into the dark arts, claiming that his pursuit was driven by a quest for truth as he perceived it. In 1898, at the age of 18, Aleister Crowley embarked on a path that would further entrench him in the world of the occult. He joined the Hermetic Order of the Golden Dawn, a secretive organization that was notorious for its involvement in ceremonial magic and esoteric practices. The Hermetic Order of the Golden Dawn group was known to include a mixture of Christian ideas and teachings, along with many of the roots of ancient pharaonic civilization. With the help of Renaissance manuscripts, as it seems as if the reason for his joining them was his desire to create his own organization or crystallize his own vision of communication with the hidden worlds. But the secret rituals of this group fell far short of satisfying the desires of someone like Aleister, who had abnormal desires. These very violent desires reached the point of insanity, where Aleister began killing kittens in order to offer them as sacrifices. Among the legacy left to him by his father was an abandoned palace, which was considered a devil house, in which he used to perform strange rituals such as offering sacrifices of cats and dogs and performing frightening sexual rituals to please the devil. He also went far in studying means of communication with evil forces in the world, spirituality far from humanity. He married Aleister Crowley around 1904, and Crowley visited Egypt as a tourist. That was the year to celebrate his honeymoon with his wife Rose. At that time, Egypt was under British occupation, but his stay was too long for his honeymoon, especially after he lived among the Egyptians. When Crowley arrived in Egypt, he had his wife Rose, who seemed to have been his assistant in his dark deeds. They were able to rent an apartment in Cairo, in which they set up a temple room and began with what they believed to summon the ancient Egyptian gods to him. When his wife returned to England in the hope that he would join her on the next trip overseas, Crowley began a journey that could be described as crazy, if not diabolical, without understatement or exaggeration. Crowley lived among tombs, especially the tombs of the pharaohs and the walls of the ancient pharaonic temples. Crowley committed many atrocities in those places. They were especially sacred to ancient Egyptians. He held many illegal ports filled with alcohol, drugs were distributed, and his guests had sex, to mention many satanic rituals. But Crowley's exciting story with Egypt and the Egyptians begins with his claim that the god Horus, one of the ancient Egyptian gods, had personally chosen him at first to protect their graves from the thefts that were taking place on the part of the English. The scene didn't stop there. According to Crowley's statement on April 8, he heard a loud voice claiming to be Uas, the messenger of Horus. What is this strange and perhaps a frightening voice telling him at the same time? Crowley says in his memory that for 3 sequential days he listened to this Horatian revelation, which came from the mouth of messenger Uas, and that without everything he heard in a book. It bore the name, the Book of the Law, which will have a great importance in the world of magic and wizards. After this book, despite the evil it contained, Crowley became an icon and a source of inspiration for many who came after him, and they spread his ideas, which many religious and culture incubators consider poisonous, and they promoted them through cinema and the arts. He was considered the owner of an evil trend, as he wrote in this book, "Do what you want, that is the whole law." Many historians consider Crowley to be a copy of Lucifer, meaning Satan himself. It was mentioned in the Book of the Law, "Disobedience is the key to happiness." In 1944, Aleister Crowley died of a lung infection due to his binge drinking, and no one prayed for him in the church, and his followers held a black party for him during which they burned his body. It is worth noting that the last doctor who dealt with Aleister Crowley died within 24 hours. With this, we have finished today's episode. We wish you an enjoyable viewing and see you in future videos. Please don't forget to support us by liking and sharing our videos to receive all new updates. Thank you. Goodbye.